Hey, how's everyone doing? I just wanted to come on and do a little quick video about Facebook ads because I've been asked a few times over the last couple of weeks how I set them up, because as part of the Teespring videos that I did, I actually said about building up a fan page and then building up likes to that page and using it that way around to sell t-shirts. Now this can be used for other stuff as well, obviously, but this is why I was asked the question, so I'm going to do it relevant to that. Okay, so here I am in my advertising space. Now if you haven't got one of these already, then you need to go to facebook.com/advertising and just go through the various hoops that you need to jump through in order to get it. It's not difficult, you just add some way of paying for those ads and you'll be brought to something similar to this. Now obviously mine's blurred out because I don't want you to see what I'm actually up to totally, but I am going to show you how to set up a campaign on one of my pages that I don't really use anymore, so you will see it in full. So first things first, you go up to the top right and you click on create ad, and this will take you to a page asking you what you want the advert to do. Now for the basis of this, it's going to be page likes because that's what we're doing, but you can do all sorts of other things as well, like to your website. It's on Facebook. You can do it so that people do things like share and like your photos, things like that, but we're going to go for page likes and we're going to keep it nice and simple, so I'm not going to go into the other stuff. Okay, now what you can do now is you should already have a fan page of some sort, because that's where you're trying to get the page likes to. So all you do is you click in here and it brings up a list of all your pages. Now here is some of mine. Again, I'm not going to show them all off, but I am going to choose this one here, Creative Halloween Costumes, because I haven't really done much with it. So it loads it up. Now what you do now is you actually create your advert images. Now I suggest using all 6 of these different images you're allowed, because it's good for split testing, it doesn't cost you any more. And if you haven't got any pictures or anything like that and you're a bit worried about getting them and you don't want to shell out for them, then you can actually come to a place called freeimages.com. And what this is it's royalty free, meaning that you're allowed to use them, but it's also free, meaning you don't have to pay for them. Now you can see I've already searched for Halloween on here, but basically you come here to freeimages.com, search for whatever it is your page is about, and it should come up with some stuff that you can grab. Now don't grab the premium ones, they're the ones you paid for, but if you come down here you can see if you click on one of these, it will say down here about the availability, and standard restrictions apply, means you're okay to use it as long as you're not using it in some sort of bad way. Okay, now some of them say standard restrictions apply and you must notify such and such if you use it. Now I usually just avoid those because there's enough images to not have to worry about doing that. But it's up to you. If you see something you fall in love with, then you could always contact them and notify them and use that. So anyway, you click on download, it will come up with a larger version of this. You then right click on it. I'll do that for you. You go like that, you then right click on it and save the image as, and save it to your computer. Okay, you will have to sign up for a free account, but like I say, it doesn't cost you a penny, so just sign up for one and then you can download these things. Now I've already downloaded a load of these, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and upload images, and as you can see they're all in this folder here, and I'm just going to double click on that one and just do that for all of these along here, just so we got the different variations. Okay, there we go. Right, now while they're loading up, I'll take you to the next part. Now on here you've got your headline, which you just want it to be something fairly relevant. So in this case it's all about Halloween and my page is called Creative Halloween Costumes, so I'm just going to do something quite generic. So I'm going to put Halloween rocks. Okay, right, now you have got a limit to the amount you can put up there, so obviously you need to make sure it fits. Now with the text, I do this for every single advert I do, no matter what it is. It's just a variation of what I'm about to tell you. All I put is I put click like if you love Halloween, and that's it. Now whatever it is, whether it's a celebrity or it's a page about something else, it would be the same thing. It would just be click like if you love whatever it is. Or if it's about an animal, for example, you could say click like if you love your dog or your chihuahua, or you have a chihuahua. As long as it's something that just basically says do this if you love this. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Now what I do firstly, you can actually have a look and see what they're going to look like on the various places. So this is on the mobile news feed. That's what my different things are going to look like. That's what it's going to look like on my right column. Okay, for some reason that one isn't showing up on there, but So I won't worry about that too much because it is just for this test, and that's the desktop news feed. Now a lot of times I will actually get rid of everything except for the right hand column. Now that's because it's a lot cheaper in the right hand column, but just lately I've been leaving all three up there for like a day or two to see what wins and what doesn't. Then you'll see what I mean in a minute. So for now I'm going to leave all three up there, okay? Now what you want to do is you come down to your audience. Now custom audiences is where you can actually scrape what's called UIDs, which is everyone on Facebook has got a number, and you can scrape these and you can use them. But that is actually against the the Facebook terms of service. Lots of people do this, lots of people get into trouble over it. It's part of the reason why Teespring isn't working quite so well with ads anymore. Now it is against the terms of service, so people that were doing it, it's a bit silly doing it in the first place. So the way you can actually create custom audiences now is if you've got a website and you've got visitors or you've got people, but you have to have their permission, just like any other form of marketing, okay? So it's probably not worth it for getting page likes because it's a very good chance you haven't got permission, okay? So what I do is instead I use their interests and stuff in order to build it instead. So what I usually do with locations is I will take English talking places, as far as I'm concerned, the places that I can see people are coming in from on various other properties like websites and stuff I've got. So I always do United Kingdom, and I want all of it, so the country, okay? United States. Okay, you can go down to, like, if they were doing a local page or something like that, then obviously you can niche right down into the actual area that you're in, but for this, I'm doing this, I always do Canada, Australia. Okay, they're my sort of go-tos, right? The age thing, again, it depends what you're actually trying to get people to like. Obviously, if it's something that people aren't going to be into at a younger age, then you would make the age group slightly less varied so that you can actually pick the right people, get better click-throughs. I don't really mind. It's Halloween. Again, it's a test one. You could mess around with this. You could try it out, maybe do a couple of different ad groups with different ages in. Gender, I'm going to do all because everyone loves Halloween. If you like Halloween, you like it. With the language, I'm going to put English, all. Again, if you were focusing on something else, then obviously it would make sense to target that. So you would target Spanish if it's all about Spanish speaking. Now over here you can see this audience definition. It's saying that my audience is fairly broad. That's like, it's saying you're looking at a lot of people and it's a very general interest, and at the moment my potential reach is 234 million people, okay? Now this is where you can sort things out with the interests. Now obviously this is a Halloween thing, so I can type in Halloween, and anyone that's put their interest as Halloween gets included in my ad group. Now Halloween costume I put, so anyone that's put down Halloween costume as an interest, can you see how this is getting really powerful now? Because anyone that's into Halloween, anyone that's into Halloween costumes and they've into it enough to put it down as a like on their profile is now going to get targeted. I've done one too many L's there. Halloween Horror Nights, right, we'll leave that Halloween and Halloween costumes, I think that's fine. Now behaviours, this is where you can actually see whether they, what they do, whether they spend online, whether they attend events, all these sort of things. Now it doesn't really apply to me at the moment, but you can see how this potentially is brilliant for some other different types of ads, because you can target small business owners. Say you're trying to sell them a website or something like that. You can target people that play on consoles, you can target people that have spent, you can target people that have actively spent and it's been registered on Facebook. I'm not 100% sure how they work this out, but it's there if you wanted to use it. I don't want to use it at the moment, okay? Now with connections, what you can actually do is you can say that you only want to target people that aren't already connected to the creative Halloween costumes, which makes sense because you don't actually want people that already like it to see your advert, because it's going to cost you, because we're going to actually do it where it's a cost per view, okay, rather than a cost per click, because that's a better way to start things up. So you could, if you wanted to, also say that you wanted to connect to people that are already connected to something else. So let's imagine, I'll make that make more sense. Let's imagine you've made an event that's about Halloween and you've got people that have all said yes, they want to come to this actual event about Halloween. Then you start up a page which is about just Halloween in general. You could actually say I want to target everyone that has said they're coming to my Halloween event, and that way you're going to get really targeted people that are really into Halloween, okay? So there's ways to do that. I usually just leave that as only people not connected to the page I'm trying to get likes for. Now what we can do, we come down here and I throw it a very small budget to start with, usually £2 a day, sometimes £1 a day. In fact, for this one, let's make it £1 a day and see if it'll let me. Sometimes it'll say that's not enough, okay? I leave it at this because what I do now is I leave it to run for like 2, maybe 3 days, and I see what the winners are. Now, when you go through the winners, you can actually see which ones are getting the better likes, which ones are getting the most engagement, and you can actually pause the other ones, which is why we did 6 in the first place, okay? Now, I'm actually going to place an order for this because then I can come back in another video and show you how it's gone. I'm not expecting this to go great, I've got to be honest, because the sun is shining outside and people probably aren't looking for Halloween stuff right now. But I'll do it just as a test so you can see what the stats look like once you get in there, okay? And all you do now is you can either review your order, so you can see what you've done. So I've got page likes to my creative Halloween costumes. I'm looking for people in Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, United States, and their interests are either Halloween or Halloween costume. They are speaking English, whether US or UK, and they are not connected to the page already, all right? It's got optimized CPM down here. That's what I said to you about we're paying for the amount of views. So we're not paying for the clicks, we're paying for the amount of people that see it. And then the auto bid just means that I'm leaving it up to Facebook to decide, and it's £1 per day. Ad will run indefinitely, okay? And then I just click place order. What happens is that zooms off into the Facebook ether, and they tell me that it's in review and they will get back to me soon and tell me whether it's been approved or not. Now, sometimes it will disapprove an advert because either you're using some naughty language or the page you're trying to like on isn't against their terms of service, or maybe even the picture you're using isn't quite right. Something to note is pictures with lots and lots of text will get rejected because you're kind of using the picture space as an advert, and you're not allowed to do that. The text in the advert is where you do the advertising. The picture is a picture, okay? So there we go. That's all there is to it, and that's what I do. Now, once this is approved, I will do a follow-up video and you can see what's what, but that's my settings for how I set up all of my different adverts when it comes to page likes. So I hope that helped you out, and as you can see, it's not as scary as you probably thought it was. So thanks very much for listening, and I will talk to you real soon. Take care of yourselves.